Okay.
So welcome everybody. I think everybody has everything. And then additionally, if you want another blanket or a bolster when we get to the end of the class, we'll have a little restorative moment before Shavasana. But welcome. My name is Jessie. I think you're all new to me in this class at least.
I've been to this class.
You've been to
maybe
this
not
class?
Friday morning, but
Okay.
another holistic.
Okay, great. Has everyone been to a yoga therapy class?
Yes.
With Jamie or in
Or
other?
Winter, yeah.
Okay. And you guys are both awesome. Welcome. Thanks for being here. You're going to experience a new kind of, I don't know. Yoga therapy is just, it's really what you kind of take from it. There's a lot of, we'll use a lot of props. We'll be sort of like a workshop. We'll maybe come up with different ways of breathing, different ways of experiencing different shapes, but none of that, matters if it doesn't make sense to you. You can do whatever you want here, but this class specifically is really like open, exploratory movement, and it's about kind of giving ourselves that freedom to add a little bit of creativity to how we move and creep into those places and spaces we maybe haven't done in a while. So yeah, let it be yours. You don't even have to listen to what I'm saying. If you want to just like move in your body or relax and rest or whatever. So definitely not about feeling a certain way or looking a certain way. It's just like do your own thing. But today we're going to be working with a few things. Our breath, our awareness of our center or our pelvis kind of trunk area, and then how our peripheral, like hands and feet, can explore from that rooted, grounded place. And yeah, I won't explain what's more because let's just get into it. So go ahead and lay on your back. Grab your cordless ball. Place it underneath your sacrum with your knees bent. Just come into a supported bridge pose. Start with just an awareness of where you're at, what brought you here today, how are things feeling, how did you sleep last night, just checking in. Is there pain, is there tension, is there space? Taking a moment to check in. How can you make this shape 5% easier? How can you embody who you are and what's important to you in all the ways that you move, you explore, that you create. Give yourself that freedom to feel good. If you haven't already, begin to deepen your breath. If being on the ball is uncomfortable in any way or feels like it's not constructive for you, you can take it out from underneath your sacrum. But as you breathe more deeply, where is your breath located in your body? Where do you feel a rise and a fall? contraction, restriction, tension, gripping. And then bring your hands to your low rib cage. Maybe even wrap your thumbs around the back of your ribs and your fingers around the front. This is where our diaphragm attaches to our rib cage, so we'll breathe into your hands. And feel that three-dimensional quality, that balloon-like quality of your breath, not only expanding in the front, but also out laterally into the sides of your waist, and also into the back of your body. So with the feedback of your hands, do you notice that it's easier to feel maybe, or there is more movement maybe in the front of your body, or the sides of your body, or the back of your body? And then how in your way, with your skill, with breath, can you feel more kind of globally or universally around your trunk? Take a few more moments exploring in this way. Rest your hands by your sides. And maybe even grip the mat so you have some stability and swish your hips from side to side, doing a little low back massage or sacral massage with the ball. That feels good. And then start to explore with yourself the movement of your pelvis up and down, side to side. If having your hands on your pelvic bones feels better, or like you can kind of gauge where that movement is a little bit more, you can move it there, or you can keep your hands on the floor. Okay, and then come back to center, take the ball out from underneath you, come back to the floor in a bridge prep, and tilt your pelvis up and down, so kind of your tailbone is away from the floor, and then that curve in your low back, just rocking up and down. And then gradually you'll lift a few more vertebrae off the ground, a few more pieces of your spine. So tuck your tailbone, inch one vertebra at a time, up a few rounds, and then back down. Yeah. And you'll start to kind of tune in more to your breath as you move. Segmentally, kind of bringing your brain into those little pieces of spine, vertebrae moving together, moving more separate, having more control or less control over how quickly they release from the floor or land back on the floor. So yeah, you can kind of notice how the movement of your legs and the strength of your arms affects how much you can feel in your spine, how your breath affects this. So map your spine up and down on your own. Okay, then come back down to the floor. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Knees can make circles or take happy baby. And just feeling into that somatic experience, connecting your brain and your breath to your movement. And then come back to center if you're kind of in exploratory mode. Keep your right knee close to you, and then let your left knee fall a foot or so away from yourself, and then roll over onto your right side and push yourself up to a seat. So you've got some kind of like a swan seat with your legs on the floor. And then come all the way back down, reach your arm long on the floor, let it slide, come back to your back, and then switch to the other side. And then as you move side to side, continue to flow in this way, I guess. Our first flow. Notice kind of how your body presses against the floor, how it lands, how it rebounds and is resilient against that pressure or compression of the density of the floor. Be in each part of your body that touches the floor, right? Even use your hands maybe to sweep across your body in a certain way. Your eyes can be closed or open, whatever helps you to feel more. As you move side to side, check in with kind of what you're here for today. How can this movement support that? How does your story of your body show up in the way you move and the way you explore space? Take as much time as you need, and eventually we'll meet on all fours, hands and knees. Feel free to pad the floor with a blanket if you need that. Once you get to hands and knees, move in any way that feels good, that helps to balance or counterbalance the movement you just did on the floor. And then, similar to what we did laying down on our backs, we'll map our spine now in this position. So come to whatever feels like neutral for you. Tuck your tailbone, curl and round your low back, upper back, head and neck. And then keep everything in your upper body where it is and start again from your tailbone and go in the opposite direction.
And rather than just doing the movement to kind of mimic cat and cow, keep going,
Starting from your tailbone each time. See if you can just be with your brain and your spine to connect to how it moves, where it moves, how, again, it's affected by your breath, by the strength and pull and push of your legs and arms, and your presence. No one can know your body as well as you do. No one can tell you how to feel or what to do with your body. So take that agency, that freedom to move in a way that nourishes you. So adding on to this movement, tuck your toes if they're not tucked already. Walk your hands back towards your knees. And then lift your knees up off the floor. Your heels can come down to the floor. You can just kind of hover here with your heels lifted. And then you'll walk back into a tabletop shape. So the transition here is maybe a round or two of movement with your spine. Come to a comfortable, neutral, maybe even a little extension with your spine to walk back, to lift your knees. Yeah, so just exploring, starting to lift your body away from the floor using the strength of your core, your spine, your arms. So how does this whole shape globally help you to move to get off the floor? Maybe as you come forward, you make your way into a little back bend. Bring more movement to your body. So just kind of move in these shapes, and then vary up how you walk your hands back out. Maybe they go a little bit to the side or diagonal, or things just look a little less symmetrical. It doesn't have to be perfect. You've got lots of room to explore in this room. And then eventually you'll lift to come up into more of a chair pose, or maybe just a forward fold if that's all the energy you have in your legs. And then back down. Yeah. And if your feet are really wide apart, maybe bring them a little bit closer together. And if your feet are really close together, maybe bring them a little bit farther apart. And notice how that affects how you move. It feels like it makes things a little less safe on your joints. Tune into that and find a place that feels better, more stable. And then eventually come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bend your knees a lot so that your belly can lay on your thighs. And even use your hands to kind of massage your lower legs, your knees, and waking up that somatic awareness of you, your body. Know the truth about you, that you are alive, that you are here. And then when you're ready, you can roll up to a standing position. So to bring some movement to your shoulders. And here you can close your eyes or keep them open if that helps you to feel more. Let there be some kind of suspension or bounce by bringing some movement to your knees. And then eventually you'll bring more movement into your elbows. How was your breath? And then larger movements with your arms up and down, forward and back. Whatever stance you have with your feet, make it wider. And then use your exhale, kind of extend your exhale, and exhale through your mouth. Almost like you're breathing through a straw. Purse your lips and let it. And yeah, some of you are already doing this. You'll kind of make more circles with your arms or twisting side to side. Can you zoom out and away and get this helicopter kind of view of your whole shape? There are places and spaces that maybe feel a little blind or stuck, or like you can't feel there or want to feel there more. How do you integrate everything into your awareness? All those subatomic particles and energy vibrating and pulsing together to create your physical form. And then come to stillness in a comfortable stance and feel. Feel your essence. Remember why you're here. Okay, squat down, grab your stick. Bring it out in front of you. Any stance with your legs, and then turn the pot. So we went from just free movement with no props, standing, to now having this assistance to adjust where our force and load is in our body. So play with where you put the stick on the floor, how it relates to your legs, how much you press and pull against the stick. The solidity of it is kind of a nice way to feel that resistance. You can do one arm and then the other. Okay, so after exploring for a moment, come back to standing. Bring your hands to just kind of rest comfortably. And then press into the stick with your hands, not so much to use your shoulders, but how can you engage with your belly to stop you from lifting up off the floor, right? By pressing down, where is that place where you feel like your center is engaged or is working? Keep that awareness, and then with our breath, we'll do a little bit more. So inhale, relax. Exhale, press into the stick and lift through the crown of your head. Get tall. Yeah. Inhale, relax. Take a three-dimensional breath, all four sides. Exhale, tone, press down, and lift, get taller. Yeah, do that a couple more times on your own, feeling that expansion like a balloon as you inhale, and then that tone towards center and a little bit of axial extension or spinal extension. Yeah. If there's anywhere you're gripping with your jaw, your throat, your shoulders, consciously relax that area so it's coming from your belly, from your toning towards center with your exhale. Great, now we'll bring a little bit more forward and back movement with this. Open your eyes if they're closed. As you inhale, reach your seat back. Arms come forward. Exhale, press down, tone, lift up, back to standing. Yeah, inhale back and exhale up. So let the feedback of your breath and the more focused movement of noticing how that supports your strength as you lift. And then go back into the more exploratory movement of turning the pot and being in your body with your breath as three-dimensional, your breath as directional and support. And then you can really change up your leg, maybe you can go into a lunge or just behind you. What does that do? I invite you to recognize your experience as so individual. No one can know what's going on in your body. Become your own full body MRI machine. Right? Zoom out, notice, sense, and feel. And then place your danda on the floor just right in front of you. Now that we've connected to our breath and have a little bit of awareness here in our trunk, we'll bring some movement to our peripheral or most focused movement. So stand on one foot with the danda underneath it and roll the bottom of your foot out. And if you find that once you start rolling, you're like, ooh, that spot could use more, bring your weight onto that foot and give a compression in that area. How is your breath? Had enough. It doesn't need to be when I say to, but come into a forward fold with both feet on the floor. If a forward fold doesn't feel good on your low back, you can come into a squat or do some more sit to stands. Take any shape that helps you to feel. But notice your right from your left. So a little bit of activation and massage on the bottom of your foot. And then roll up to stand. The other side. A little bit lighter. How many different? Oh, cool.
Going to Yakima.
Yes,
So my sister.
okay. You're training? Oh, that's very active. All right, so when you're ready, take a forward fold. And if something feels really good and you want to continue doing it, you can just keep doing it, but you can also move on with us or catch up when you're ready. Now, what do you notice? Where do you notice it? And then come to stand. A little bit of prop movement here. So squat down, move your danda off the side for a moment, and then take your blankets, make a messy pile on the top of your mat. And we'll all use the danda just to start so I can show you what we're doing here, but you don't have to use the danda if you find that you like the balance challenge, but you'll stand on the blanket with your, let's all do our left foot first, and then your danda is in your right hand, or your stick. All right, there's a lot of names for this thing. I'll go over between both of them. Okay, and so feel your standing leg, right? Feel the support of your stick. So how can you use these two appendages to connect to your center, right? So what does that look like for you with your breath, with the skills you've already kind of used and learned? So let that be your stability while your opposite arm and leg get a little more freedom to move forward and back. Yeah, it doesn't have to be fast, it can be slow. It doesn't have to be forward and back, it can be more diagonal. Right? This is your time to be in your body. And it's a totally great place to practice falling, so don't worry if you fall off of your your blanket, that's great. And if you find that you're looking just straight ahead, try to stay balanced. Try to bring a little bit more freedom to your head and neck. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but maybe eventually you look directly behind you, different parts of the room. Yeah. That challenge your balance and also bring some just freedom to move in the top part of your spine as well. Yeah. Okay. Come back to starting position. Step your right foot back. Come into like a warrior two with your right foot. So it's parallel with the back of the mat. And then use your stick to turn the body. It can be anywhere, forward and back, side to side. Oh man, if you want to like really add some challenge to this, is put the blanket on the floor rather than the mat. It's like sliding away from you. Yeah, so how does everything that's kind of landed for you already play into this movement? Right, so your breath, your center is activated, and then you're interacting with the world around you, right? The props, the blanket. How can you use them to push, pull, experience your body more fully in your way? Way, come back to the top of your mat, stand down off of your blanket. Put your danda on the ground and go ahead and just take a little exploratory walk. Forward and back on your mat, or you can come off your mat and walk around the room a little bit. Notice of what's motivating you forward, where your energy is in your body, where your focus is in your body as you walk. Okay. And then come back to your blanket, make a new messy pile. Grab your stick, right foot on the blanket, and set yourself up for that stability and kind of success in the shape by noticing kind of how to interact with the blanket and the stick more to bring stability. Okay, it's going to look and feel different for everybody. Push and pull and breathe, and then bring some movement into your opposite arm and leg. This side is so different than the other side. Does anyone else notice that? How one side feels like way more balanced? Yeah. When you're ready, warrior two, your legs. Doesn't have to be a super long stance, or if it was really long on one side, maybe try more narrow or more long on the other side, and then turn the pot. There's no end goal, there's no peak pose. Let all of this movement or asana be your presence, be the most important shape, or be your peak pose, right? Even the transitions. Forward, step forward. Move your danda to the floor, your stick to the floor, and then take another walk. And with this walk or assessment, right, how can you walk more into your beauty, your essence, who you are, what you value, right? Can this be where your kind of expression of yourself comes into play, which it does. You know, how we walk kind of tells a lot about the story of our body and our lives. So what do you notice in that? What do you feel? Come back to your mat. If you have the messy pile underneath you, go ahead and squat, bring your hands to the pile, like you're gripping the pile, and then step back into a tabletop shape. Yeah. So grip the pile, and let's let everyone bring it to the floor, just to play with a little different stuff here. Grip and paw and claw the blanket in different places to feel your own grip strength, or just a big variety of things you can do here. Sorry, that's okay. And then come to a comfortable grip with your hands, and then make some easy circles with your pelvis. And then switch where your hands are and do circles again. So just vary it up each time. And this is a great place to stay, especially if your wrists are really tender or you feel like this is a big workout for your hands. To add on, you can add some load by simply just lift your knees off the floor and then back down. It's a lot of load to add to your wrist, so grip really, really well with your fingers. Grip, 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 and then lift. So notice if you grip less, then there's some imbalance and maybe even some tenderness that kind of loads into your wrist. Notice how when you grip more, it can kind of create that lift and stability. Yeah. And then if you want to add even more of a lift, do bring your blanket back to your mat so it doesn't slide out away from you. Okay, we forgot to do any slides. Hold on. Grip and then slide away like you were doing. Exactly. Grip and slide and reach. And even as you pull the blanket back towards you, can you pull like you're doing a pull up, right? Really get that resistance by pressing and pulling down into the floor. Great, now again, from your breath, from your center, and then out into your periphery, to your growth strength. Your feet are alive, awake. How do they play into all this movement as well? And then bring your blanket to the mat, so it doesn't slide. Grip really, really well with your fingers, and then come into downward facing dog. Grip, 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 grip. Yeah. Stay here for, a couple of breaths, not super long. And then come back down. Shake out your wrists. And then either with hands on the blanket, or you can move the blanket off to the side and just do regular downward facing dog. And then come back down, shake out your wrists, shake out your arms. And then everyone take the blanket out of the way. Bring your hands to the floor. Imagine, or your mat, imagine that you have the blanket underneath you, so you have to grip your fingertips really well. Come into downward facing dog. Breath, core stability, peripheral strength and grip. Your experience, your body. Right, in your way, come to stand. Shake out what you need to shake out. Grab your blocks, bring them to the top of your mat on the middle setting. We'll do a little flow, adding some load. The blocks are a couple pounds each, so we'll use them as like our weights while we do just a regular warrior flow. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, come standing. Reach your arms up to the sky. And then fold over your strong leg. Bring your hands to the blocks. Grip the blocks well, like they were the blanket. Step back, plank pose. Use your breath, come into downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, back heel down. Bring your blocks with you for warrior one. Reach them up toward the sky. However your legs want to interact with the floor to be comfortable through your body. And then open up to warrior two with your palms face up, a little bend in your elbows. You can pulse and move and kind of settle into your shape. Grip your blocks like all 10 fingers grip evenly. Straighten your front leg. Keep your blocks in your hands. Tap them up overhead. Squeeze. And then back down. Do that twice more. Just reach and tap. And back down. Great. Bring your hands back to the floor with the blocks. Step back to downward facing dog. And come through plank again. And then back to down dog. So plank can also be on your knees, doesn't have to be plank. And then step hop or jump to the front of your mat. Release the blocks from your hands and roll up to stand. Let your hands be heavy. Shake them out. Once you get to standing, sweep them all the way to the sky. And we'll do that again on the other side. So fold in. Step back, plank pose. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Use your breath, use the strength of your belly. And then step your left foot forward now. Warrior one, reach your arms up to the sky. Yeah, adding weight, adding load to create that awareness in the periphery. How can you connect from your center out? And then come into warrior two, bend your elbows, lift your palms up toward the sky. And then play here with the bent and straight knee, tapping your blocks. Okay, back to the floor, downward facing dog. Plank to down dog again. And then come to the top of your mat, hang forward in a forward fold and feel. Roll up to stand. Take your time. And then without your blocks, I mean, you can use them for the floor and stuff, but don't bring them, you don't have to bring them up into warrior one, warrior two again. We'll do that same flow, okay? So reach your arms up to the sky, inhale your breath. Exhale, fold. Let's go into a halfway lift, press into something. Exhale, fold again. Step back, downward facing dog. Come to plank pose, inhale, lower all the way down to the floor, knees, chest, belly. Come up into any back bend, or you can just stay here. Great, push back to down dog, or tabletop, or child pose. Keep looking back with your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Keep looking back as you make your way toward the top of your mat. Halfway lift with your breath. And fold over your strong legs. You can roll or sweep your arms to the sky, come up to stand in your way. Okay. So all of the skills we've used now we'll use in kind of a what would I say? Variable land, so I don't say something else. Oh, like the floor is lava. You guys played that game before? So you put let's do an individual floor is lava area. So make a obstacle course, that's what I was looking for, with your props, including the ball, the stick, the blanket, the blocks. And let's pretend the floor is lava, right? So if the floor was lava, and you needed to get across or just survive on your little area, your mat is also lava. Would it be easier to balance with your center of gravity up higher or down lower? Low. I mean, in my humble opinion, maybe, yes. So you can try both ways, but then notice when your center of gravity is low, right, you have less far to fall, and you have more connection to your hands and feet, right? They're all nice and alive and close to your face. You can see them where they're gripping, right? So just kind of make this obstacle course your explore station. If you're an only child and your friends gave you, and your parents gave you like a cardboard box or something to play with, and you can do this game yourself. And it doesn't have to just be your feet and your hands. It can also be your knees or your elbow or your forearm that has to land on it to make your way around. And if you fall on the floor, it's okay. The floor's not really lava, so.
It's not?
Spoiler alert. I know our imagination can really take over. Stay low. And then when you leave your props behind, change them to a different kind of location or height or mess. No right way to do this. Okay. Come off of your props so you have some balance and stability to your legs. Stand up. Shake out what you can shake out. Unfold your blanket and place it on the floor.
Floor or the mat?
The floor. Once it's on the floor, go ahead and lay down on it. Like a starfish. Heels on the blanket for sure, and then your hands can just grab the top corners. Go ahead and rest here for a moment just to feel your body supported by the floor, like a pre-Shavasana. Shavasana. And then actively press the back of your body fully into the floor, heels to hands. And then move your body in that exploratory way, bending and straightening your legs, twist, writhe, lean to the right and left, pull and push as you grip with your hands on the top corners. So awakening and remembering the back of your body. Even push the back of your head down softly to acknowledge that you have muscles on the back of your neck as well. And as you do this, how much can you unwind or untrain yourself from that forward motion, that forward thinking, forward activating, to bring you more into this present moment. This present body, the one that is here, not the one that you wish it was or the one it was yesterday. And then relax. Draw your knees into your chest. And then come back into that rolling flow like we did at the beginning of class. Rock your knees to one side, push yourself up to a seat. then back down to the floor. Maybe take a happy baby in between sides. So just play and explore your space now. On the floor, a little bit different texture because you've got the blanket on the wood floor rather than your mat. How does the solidity or the firmness of the floor affect how you move? How has anything shifted or changed in the last hour or so? Okay, and then come up to the seat. Crawl your way using your strong grip strength and your center. Come back to your mat. Grab your gorgeous ball. Place it at your chest and lay down. Bring your forehead to your stacked palms. Let your legs rest behind you. Breathe into your chest, into your sternum where this is compressed. Notice where your breath moves when the ball is compressing or restricting this front area. How do our bodies continuously adapt to our environment, stay resilient? Ready, push up and back into a child's pose off of your ball. Remember your wholeness. Take the next few moments to transition to the floor, onto your back, or into another restorative shape, any of your choosing to complete your practice. You can move a little bit before you get there, or just come to Shavasana, or to a seat, or legs up the wall. So the room is your oyster. All nourishing and supportive. Invite breath and movement back into your body as you emerge from your rest. Away in your time. Roll over to one side. With your awareness, feel your whole body compressed and curled and nurtured by your practice, by your breath. Remember this feeling of holding yourself. Ready, make your way to a comfortable seat. Rest your hands somewhere that feels supportive on your body or on the floor. May we remember our wholeness. May we remember that showing up to practice in a space together is enough. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Full breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Thanks, everybody, so much. We don't have any questions. I'm a massage therapist upstairs, and I have a couple of openings tomorrow. If anyone's around on the Saturday, I know you guys are going away, but Saturday, 9 o'clock and 12:30 are my two openings. But I teach other classes here in the building as well, and around all the time, so if you have questions about it, let me know. Have a great day.